allow the coach to settle down. There's water for you, coach, if you just very good. I'm watching you, Belly. I'm using you as my yardstick. Mike, can you check if the roving mic is also proper? Is it okay, leader? Check 1, 2. Coach Stuart Baxter, loss at home, FNB Stadium against SuperSport. If you can give us your impressions of what happened in the 90 plus 5 minutes.
This is not.
So, technician, can you help us, please?
No, okay.
Otherwise, I'll make it worse myself.
It's not balancing.
Apologies, members of the media.
It's too high. There you go. Okay. That's good. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. Well, we knew it was going to be a tough game because, one, the opponent is a tough one, and two, they will be fired up, and three, the pitch was going to be a bit of a, I hope I don't use the wrong word, a leveller. It was going to be, maybe the game would be decided by a mistake or a mischance that the pitch caused. But it was a very difficult game to get a grip of, because there were, from both teams, a lot of mistakes. For us, we were looking for much more consistency in our possession. We started slowly. I don't know why. I think is it a little bit of suspicion of the pitch and the bounce of the ball, but we started slowly. I didn't like our start, but then we had a couple of very good attacks where I thought now we'll start to calm. But it stayed very inconsistent. It was up and down. At the end of 90 minutes, I look back and I think we played, at times, some very good football on a difficult pitch, but without the consistency. And of course, the goal from our point of view is a poor goal. From their point of view, it's a good transition goal. But we didn't play with the quality that we needed to turn some of that good play into chances. I think they mentioned to me now that the stats reflected that we dominated possession, we dominated corners and free kicks and shots on goal, but that doesn't win games of football. Stats have never won a game of football. So we needed that little bit more quality. Yeah.
Thank you, members of the media. It's your turn now. We'll go straight to your question. Please introduce yourself, your name and your media house.
Coach Stuart, Lorenzia from Ituski Times.
Hi.
Obviously, after the full-time whistle, it's not the result that the fans came to the stadium for, defeat. There were chants of Baxter must go. What is your message to the fans after, dominating a game and losing? Or just what's the message to them?
I don't have any message to the fans, because if they want me to go, I'll go. If the chairman says to me tomorrow, Stuart, I don't think you did a good job, then I'll walk. I've got no problem doing that. I will walk myself. If I don't think I'm affecting the team in a positive way, I'll walk. Not a problem. I'm the only coach that's given this club any success over the last 20 years. And I've got to come because we dominate a game and lose 1-0. I've got to listen to that. It's okay. They're fans, they have the right to say exactly what they want. If that reflects what the chairman thinks and what the players think, and the majority of our fans think, then maybe I should walk. But that's nothing that a group of fans will decide, obviously. That is something that the football club will decide, or I'll decide. And if I get that feeling, then of course I'll walk. But at the moment, I'm looking at that as being a game that we should have won. We did enough to win it, but didn't. And that happens in football. I'm sure that Tottenham today wanted to beat Brighton. I'm sure that Barcelona wanted to beat Sevilla, and I'm sure that Bayern Munich were disappointed that they didn't beat Villarreal. You know, that's football. Arsenal should have beat Southampton today, but they didn't. City should have beaten Liverpool. They wanted to, but they didn't. That's football. Now, if someone has to carry the can for that, then that's me. But there are many other things that go into winning a game of football than the coach sitting and doing some wonder manoeuvre on the bench, you know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I've been in the game a long time, so it won't sway me this way or that way. But if I do feel that I'm not affecting the team, then I'll walk.
Thank you for that, Coach. Very well. Let's go for it.
Coach, during the week we spoke about the issue of the home record. Is it a concern? I mean, SuperSport, I think they had not won a game in 4 or 5 matches.
Yeah.
Arrows also were not doing well. They came here, they got 3 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Galaxy, right there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Especially for a team that is chasing a Champions League spot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a massive concern, of course. I said to you when you asked me the question the first time, I said that with our support, I mean, when I mean a proper support, when all the crowd are back, with our support, we should make this a fortress. But our mindset is not that at the moment. Our mindset is one of anxiety. I don't know exactly why, but I said in one of the earlier press conferences that the Chiefs shirt can weigh heavy when you're not living up to what you think you should be or the fans think you should be. So I don't know. I think is it a concern? Absolutely. Do I want this to be a fortress? Yes. But we are not at the moment, and we have to ask ourselves the question: why is that? And then that will be something that we have to do within the walls of that arena.
Thank you, Coach. Yes, front runner there.
Thank you, Vina. Evening, Coach. Vina from front runner. At training, Coach, you probably see something else, but come on the pitch, the results are not forthcoming. Where's the link being broken? Is there any desire from the players to want to win for this club? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do see. I mean, it's an interesting point because yes, I do see the quality that I'm not seeing tonight at decisive moments. I do see that in training. We have some trainings where I tell the players that's as good a training session as I've had, and I've had some very good teams and very good players. In some way, we don't transfer it into the game, and that's a worry. That's a concern. I don't want to turn. It's too easy for me to turn around and attack the players and say it's desire. They don't want it enough. That's. I'm not like that. I will look at myself first, and then I'll speak to the players. But something is getting lost between training and match days. And is that mental? Possibly. Is it to do with the day, the game on the day that we allow it to get away from us? Worry? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look, because it is a point that you raise and it's a valid one.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take the last 2 to 3 questions. We'll start. I think there.
Coach, after the draw against Galaxy, I think I asked you about, making changes in the team, and
Yeah.
you said it would smack panic if you change the team and you don't get a favourable result.
Yeah.
You also spoke about Machini's role or lack thereof in the team and how difficult it is to create a balance
Yeah.
for the squad. He was in the lineup today, but there was something disjointed in the midfield. Some of the decision making, they were probably making decisions too fast a lot in the final third. Is that what you were referring to when you said difficult to strike a balance with a technically gifted player like him in the team? Thank you.
Not exactly that. I know that's what I said, and I do find that's the point. I thought Machine did okay. I thought when we got him on the ball in the right places, then he affected the game. And when we didn't, he's left chasing the game, and that's not his strength. He's not Cole, and he's not one of the constant movers, you know, that will close down people and tackle. So if we don't get him on the ball in the right areas, then it is difficult. I don't think it was that caused the imbalance in the midfield. I think the imbalance in the midfield was because we were thinking very straight. We were thinking in straight lines. The ball moved slowly so they could shift, and then we try and play through in straight lines, and too many balls were not finding their correct address. Whereas if we'd have played a little bit and then playing diagonal and cut through on the diagonal, that would be right into where Machine is. And now he's receiving the ball with the goal's there, not receiving the ball straight at him. And so I think it was partly our fault for not getting him in the game, and partly maybe a bit of wanting to do too much when he did get on the ball. But I think it was more that than that we didn't get the balance, that we kept losing the ball in the wrong areas, and then he's not the one that's going to chase all the way back. He did his best, and he did okay in that respect. So again, I don't think he's the one that I should look at and say, well, you could have done a lot better. I think there's a few others that could have picked it up a lot better than him.
Okay, Coach. I think in your last win, you had started with Bacchus, and there's been a feeling that when he's on, in terms of ball circulation, the control in the midfield, it's better. But today, he didn't get a chance.
No.
Was there something around that?
No, yeah. I mean, the selection today, I mean, I could explain every player on the field selection, but basically, we went to a 4-3-3, and my 2 8s, I wanted them to close down quickly. So Cole and Bernard, I wanted them closing their midfield players down quickly. We didn't close as quickly as I wanted to, so that part of the game was not satisfactory. But that was partly, and that is not Kieran's strength. For Kieran to be in front of the back four on his own is not his strength. His strength is playing with a partner in a 2 where they can both be close to each other, and they can build attacks as we do when we play with a 3 centre backs and wing backs and 2 in between them. So that was just why Kieran was on the bench today, and why we went with Bernard and Cole higher up the field, and Pato was circulating the ball.
Thanks, Coach. The last question. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Stuart Baxter, hard luck. Better luck next time. Members of the media, it was good to reunite physically in this room. Wish you a good night and travel safe. Good night, everyone.